on behalf of Star Team, I would like to welcome Mr. Harpreet Singh. He is the co-founder of Proc DNA and a pass out of batch 2010 Mechanical from Adia College. Now, we would like to hear from you, sir.
Thank you so much, Kapish, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to all of you today. Someone just asked the question about my journey, so I'll not spend too much time on it. It may get too boring, so I'll talk about it in brief, and let's see how that goes. So you all know my name by now, Harpreet. I am born and brought up in Meerut, UP. Born in 1988. Did my schooling in Meerut, and then I came to UIET to do mechanical engineering. So I joined in 2006, completed my engineering 2010 time. What I can do is I can share a link in the chat window. So you guys can open up that URL. It might not be activated right now, but through this course, I'll activate it and we'll engage for some questions live. Good going, guys. Okay, so let's maybe lock the responses now. Okay, so a very good, very diverse response that we got from the group. So people are talking about problem solving, data analysis, analytics, customers. All of these are very relevant points. Now, as we think about consulting, as we think about the domain as a consulting, many things come to our mind. And if we really go into the literal definition of consulting, you can really summarize it in maybe 2 sentences or shorter than that. That consulting really is the business of giving advice, the business of giving expert advice to someone, the business of helping solve someone's problem through detailed analysis, through core knowledge in that area. Now, I touched upon a few keywords about the detailed knowledge, about detailed knowledge. So that's very important in the consulting world. If you don't know about a particular domain, then probably the answers that you may provide, the help that you may provide might not be very relevant for your audience. So keep that perspective in mind. What all you shared about consulting is true. And I will touch it in a little bit more details through many examples. So now when we talk about consulting, there are different fields in the consulting. There is strategy consulting, technology consulting, operations, economics, marketing and pricing. There is financial advisory consulting. So you may already have exposure to many of these elements. I will take some examples to touch upon a few of these areas. This is, by the way, not the exhaustive list. There are many other areas of consulting. Something that a doctor does when you are going to a doctor, telling the doctor about your problem is also a consulting. So let's maybe take the first example over here about the strategy consulting. So imagine a company like Hindustan Unilever. I hope most of you will be familiar with Hindustan Unilever. It's a big giant in India.
Yes, sir.
And let's say if they want to launch or want to expand their business in refined oil market, in the cooking oil market, they may already have a business there, but let's just take that hypothetical example. So what are the typical questions that the leadership will have in their mind in order to start with that business line? So they will have to break down their problem of starting this business into many smaller set of problems. They may have to understand, if we want to start a business in the cooking oil market, which type of cooking oil shall we produce? Which type of cooking oil shall we sell? What's the need today in the market? What are the other competitors? What is it that is being sold? Is it an oil which focuses on the heart health? Is it maybe the olive oil? Is it the peanut oil? So there are many varieties. The very first question that they will have to answer for themselves and understand for themselves is to really which market segment do they want to target and capture. There could be many, there could be all, but there has to be a decision factor involved in all of these things. They have to strategically think about all these points. They have to think about what are the local oil producers, who are the local oil producers in the market, what do really my customers prefer, who is my ideal customer? Is my customer someone sitting in the rural area, or is my customer someone sitting in a posh society of a metropolitan area, or someone who is living in a tier 2, tier 3 city. So all those type of key questions, strategic questions, they need to be answered. And how typically a consultant will answer these questions by studying the entire market, by bringing in a lot of data from different angles, studying that data, doing the ROI analysis, really understanding is there a play in that market or not. So that all of this part comes in the type of strategy consulting. There may be other key decisions that the company, the HUL in this case, will take. For example, if I have to go into this business, how much time should I spend in preparing my own manufacturing facility? Or should I go ahead and acquire some other company which is already doing a business in this domain, maybe a smaller company? Should I build everything from scratch? Should I do partnerships? So all those type of things have to be answered. So all of these type of decision making, they fall in the bucket of strategy consulting. So many companies, in fact, every company will have a section related to analytics in-house. Many a times, the people that they have, they may be very focused towards their own product. They may be biased towards their own product. And as a result, they may also not have all the skill sets that are required to solve these type of problems. Because remember, the core job for HUL is to create different products, to market different products. They may be good at manufacturing. They may be very good at marketing the product. They may not be good at studying different markets. A typical example could be, let's say the AC servicing. So everybody at their home, they have ACs today. And when you have to get your AC service, there are two options. You can call in a professional, get their help, let them run it, let them do it. Or there is a chance that you want to do it yourself. You want to say, you say that, okay, I know how to do the servicing of the AC. All I need to do is just clean up the coils, clean the rotor, and it is done. You may not have the required set of tool sets which you will need to clean that AC. You may be able to do it, but maybe not as effectively as a professional. In a similar way, you may not have the entire infrastructure to host a lot of data. You may not have the entire skill set to study different dimensions of the market. So for all of those reasons, typically the companies hire consultants, outside help. They may also get some fresh perspective as they are trying to solve these type of problems. Let's see, what other questions do we have? What year should a student start preparing for intern placement? Also, where should I start? I'll cover this in a while. Is it wise to enter into consulting just after the college? Yes, it is wise. If you can take my example, I started fresh out of the college, didn't do the MBA. I'm not saying MBA won't help. MBA does help, but it's not like that you always have to do an MBA in order to go into the consulting world. What essentially do you think is needed to become a good consultant? First and foremost, the analytical mindset, the problem-solving mindset. If you see a problem, how deep can you go into that problem? How much time can you devote in structuring that problem is required over here? So really the analytical mindset is the key that you will need to solve any problems. Deep domain knowledge, and something that the question was asking as well. You need some specific skill sets. You need to understand a specific area very well before you set out to advise someone, because your advice has a lot of implications on the company, a lot of implications on the people whom you will recommend something to. So studying that area in very detail, developing that domain knowledge is again very much required. So it is said that if you are in a consultancy, you have to be a lifelong learner, because the industry today changes very rapidly, evolves very rapidly in almost every domain. The technology expanding so fast, the business dynamics are expanding so fast that if you don't upskill yourself at every stage, you will lag behind. And this is one of the key skill sets that once you are in consulting, or if you want to be a consultant, try to develop the habit of learning anything and everything and learning in detail. You really need to be a team player when working in a consulting environment. I know answers to some. I have skill set to develop answers for others, but let me bring in other experts who can solve maybe a few other things for you. So working as a team provides that benefit, provide benefit to solve bigger problems, to look at the problems holistically, to develop that trust factor, to develop those relationships with your client, which help you ultimately in working with your client for many, many years. Good communication skills, again, very good skill set to have. When I say communication skills, there are three things that predominantly come to my mind. The first and foremost skill set is listening. Last but not the least in this domain is the hard work. So consulting is said to be a tough job. It does take a toll on your working hours. Many a times in many consulting companies, you will hear that working hours are too much. The stress is too much. There's a lot of hard work. So what do I mean when I say hard work here? So consulting, I usually take this example that growing in a consulting environment is like climbing the Mount Everest. It's not easy, but it's quite satisfying as you reach the peak, as you scale, as you go up. So those are the typical skill sets that I feel are required to be a good consultant. So yeah, see, it's not must to learn all the technologies beforehand, but you definitely gain an edge in the interviews if you already know these things. So what are the typical type of technologies that the consulting companies will prefer? As I said, some of the things are not related to tools. Tools are just the facilitators, but you have to broaden your thinking. You have to go deeper. You have to ask why behind every problem area. But knowing the things like Tableau, knowing things like SQL will definitely help you in gaining the edge over the other candidates. SQL is the very basic skill set which may be required in any of the data management problems. There could be other tools which you can learn like Alteryx, like Automation Anywhere on the automation side. And the good thing is that many of these tools have free training programs available online. On the websites, on the university section of these tools themselves, and they also provide student licenses which are free of cost, so you can try out different things, learn different things. There is a whole ecosystem of cloud technology these days. If you have the technical background, if you want to go into the technology consultancy, IT consultancy, then you can also look towards developing your skill sets in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud platforms, all of these things. Really asking why behind everything, developing your mindset in a way that you are not just looking prima facie at any given problem statement. So you go deeper, you understand the 360-degree view of any given problem. So that type of thinking you will have to develop. You'll have to structure any given problem. Let's say, again, go back to the problem of that increasing the capacity of a paint company. So you may just get the question from your client or from anyone in the industry as, I want to increase my production capacity to 300,000 liters. Now, you can blindly go and start working in the direction of increasing the capacity to 300,000 liters, or you can define that problem a little bit more. You can put a structure around that problem and try to understand, why do you want to increase the capacity to 300,000 liters? Why not 400,000? Why not 200,000? So you have to go deeper. You have to understand, what is the end objective? Is the end objective to get a higher market capture? Is the objective to gain more profitability? Can you get that profitability, same level of profitability with your existing capacity? So really thinking in a 360-degree manner about the problem will help you in getting better results than just blindly going behind the problem that has been presented in front of you. There are a few things that you can do in order to crack the interviews with the consulting companies. So develop your skill sets in the case studies. There are many case studies available online. You can look for case studies by McKinsey. I think there's a guide on McKinsey's website which gives you many case studies. There are other, knowledge in today's world is just freely available throughout the internet. So look for different case studies that you can solve. Try to develop your analytical skills. There are many courses that you can take. There are many aptitude tests that you can take to increase your analytical capabilities. Solve multiple brain teasers. In many consulting companies, it's a trend that people ask you the brain teasers while they're interviewing you. So developing your skill sets around these will help you in getting in getting better results in these interviews. So what I believe is engineering helps you in just broadening your perspective. I don't remember if I used any particular subject that I learned during my mechanical engineering, and if I applied any of that in the consulting that I'm doing today. But it just provides you with that broader thinking. It just provides you with that ability to learn new things at a faster pace. So that's the only linkage that I see between engineering and at least my consultancy domain. But then there are many consulting fields which are related to your core subject area. So for example, if someone is in the IT industry, if you develop deep knowledge in the system administration, deep knowledge in building software, that can directly be leveraged in the consulting. If you are from mechanical, you are good with maybe, let's say, thermodynamics. There are many opportunities in the field of thermodynamic consultancy. If you know a lot of software already, like SolidWorks, CATIA, there are many applications that you can find in the industry. So there is definitely a solid link if you consider going in the consulting area, which relates with your study domain or the engineering field that you have chosen for yourself.
So let's wrap up the session, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kapish, for organizing this session. Thank you all for joining and listening in. It was a great pleasure to come on this forum. And again, if you have more questions, you can share those questions with Kapish. I can try to answer them offline and share my notes with you.